Groaners, we are late once more due to tech issues beyond our very control. Our apologies for that. My apologies especially. I tried all day Monday trying to fix what the issue was. By the time I fixed it, it was too late to record. So Sunday, Monday, we're late. My apologies. This should have been out on Sunday, just gone. That being the 10th, I believe that was. So my apologies for that. Audacity, the software I used to record, wouldn't open to even let me record. I had to repair it a few times before it let me yesterday, meaning Monday. Does anyone know an easy to learn similar software that I can use to record? Because this thing is driving me nuts. Anyway, that's another problem for another day. Today, we have the countdown at 15 before the 200th episode is upon us. And we at Groan Zone headquarters cannot wait. For this episode, we have an array of groantent, and I believe an audience groan we've not used before on the show, which came in via email from the Lost Jock of Edinburgh. No, Groaners, that's not their real name, it's what the email was signed with. We also bring in more facts with a fact drop for the Pahiyas Festival, apologies to those in the Philippines if I mispronounced that, which happens on the 15th of May in the Philippines. Without no more gilding the lily, and with no more ado, yes, I'm not saying what the games are, aside from Admin Nicole's Anagram anxiety. Let the show begin. My groans will start us off on the downward slalom, where hopefully we reach the bottom in one piece. Tendinitis and foot pain in general. Now this isn't the first time I've suffered this during the show, but I've nearly recovered after about a week of foot hobbling agony. It's still niggling me right now at the back tendon. Imagine your hamstring going, but it goes all over your foot and eventually the pain meds stop working. Yep, it sucks vastly. I may have repeated myself, Groaners, but yes, it hurt a lot. People who cannot shut up during a movie. So when I go see Mortal Kombat 2 on Saturday, and had everything including funny moments. Better than the first one in my opinion, but roll on number 3, but stop there because the games didn't. However, my point is that some woman spilled her drink and wouldn't shut her face about it. She kept crunching loudly over and over as well. Her partner had to shush her more than once. About halfway through the movie, her partner whispered, "You're not enjoying this, are you?" She said no. I mean, come on, you obviously saw a trailer and he would have told you what the movie was about. I'm not surprised he gave a loud sigh. Bin her, mate. You'll be better off, rude woman. Flimsy bags for life. Yes, Groaners, we've all been here, and I'm sure so has the show. What's the point of selling bags in shops that you say are for life, yet in less than a week they are stretched out of shape and couldn't hold a loaf of bread? If you're really unlucky, the bag will die after you're at the shops and you've got to get creative to get your shopping home. Make the handles out of stronger plastic, but not strong enough to shred a poor bugger's hands to pieces. Honestly, surely bag science isn't as complicated as rocket science. Okay, Groaners, we made it to the bottom. Keep your groan skis on and catch the rope to pull us to the top again in the shape of the audience groan later on. But now, our first game is, please reverse the music. Yes, here's where I play you 3 clips of music in reverse order. You must listen carefully to get them right because I'll never be allowed to play them forwards. Round 1, here we go. You could say this is a classic by this well-known Irish rock band. Pause about here, Groaners. Give yourself a moment to think, or play it back in your head, or play it back in the show, and then unpause. Round 2 now. This is a cover to a well-known animation theme song from the 70s. The band even changed their name just for this. I'll accept either name in the game answers as well as the name of the song. Pause your groaners. Have a think what this song could be and the band name. Play it again in your head, or play it again once more, and then unpause as we move on to round number 3. This rapper was huge in the mid-90s, but also got in lots of trouble away from the studio. Pause your groaners, play this track in your head again, or think about it. What could the song be? What could the rapper's name be? Then unpause. The answers will come later in the show. And now, Nicole brings us our first Pahiyas Festival fact with the fact drop. The Pahiyas Festival is the biggest and most colourful harvest festival in the Philippines, taking place annually to honour the patron saint of farmers, San Isidro Labrador. Most people head to Lucban, where the festivities originate, but smaller celebrations can be found across the province of Quezon in towns such as Tebas, Saria, Gumaca, and Tiong. I'll spell them: Tayabas, Sariaya, Gumaca, and Tiaong. Apologies again to people in the Philippines if I've mispronounced this. Or you could say butchering any Filipino language or place names here. You all know why I can't do foreign words, because I'm not from there. More to come later. Sticking with Admin Nicole, Creepy Corner is upon us now. With the story for the week, a family of her own. Lily walked towards a cell that Harmony was being kept in. She carried a large glass jar with an egg inside, smiling happily as she walked. Lionel wanted to prove to her that his apology was sincere and genuine, but neither he nor Dr. Quack were used to apologizing to anyone, always deeming it to be beneath them. Yet he saw something in Lily, something he wasn't aware of himself that made him feel the need to do this. He did the only thing he could think of that could show her he wanted to make amends with her. In many ways, Lily and Lionel were the same. They both wanted their family complete. However, for Lily, it was more about having a family in the first place. All she'd ever wanted was for someone to love her, and she knew Robin and Carla never truly did. So Lionel gave her a duck egg in a small incubator to carry around until it hatched. The duck would imprint on her once it hatched, and she would have the family she always wanted. If it gave her a new love for all the ducks that were already in the labs, then he just saw that as a bonus. He had engineered that egg himself, making it completely immune to all poisons and toxins, so Lily wouldn't have to worry about mistakes happening because of how she was. She stood in front of Harmony's cell, clutching the incubator in her hands, wondering if she was doing the right thing. The guards in front of the cell tried to reassure her that she didn't have to go in if she wasn't ready, but she knew she had to do this. Even if this wasn't Carla anymore, it was still a part of her. Showed it to herself to clear the air and finally talk to her. The guards opened the door and Lily walked into the small cell with the cold concrete floor and the straw bed in the corner. This was nothing like Lily's room, and even vastly different to the cell that Valencia was in. Lily could tell this was the kind of cell no one was supposed to leave, but Lionel had told her that his mother changed that. She wondered if she should thank her. One of the guards brought in a large padded cushion, alerting Lily that she was never to sit on the floor, so she asked for another for the incubator to rest on, and the guards happily obliged. They stood outside the door, leaving it unlocked, but ready to act if Harmony tried anything. Harmony looked dishevelled. It had not been more than a week since she was put in that cell, and yet her hair was a mess. Her clothes became torn. She wasn't even sure if she should look at Lily. She wasn't sure if she even knew who she was anymore, so Lily decided to talk first. She didn't know how she felt yet, but she knew she wanted this over as soon as possible. "I'm sorry I stabbed you. That's what I want to say, but I don't mean it, so please don't think I do. I merely want to feel sorry that I stabbed you, but I'm not. I also want to clear the air. I'm not brainwashed, and Lionel didn't make me do it. I stabbed you because you used me, and I hate you. Although we weren't sure on the right levels of diluting my poison, so I didn't actually mean to kill Carla, just really hurt her. That I am sorry about. Now it's your turn, Lily said. Harmony looked over at Lily in disgust. She saw how well she was doing, how nicely she was dressed. She could tell she was taken care of here, yet somehow she felt her own anger well up inside. Did you know what they did to me? I got sacrificed for you. Carla, Maria, Caroline, Sarah. Do these names mean anything to you? She asked. The truth was, they didn't. It was right after she met the Star Goddess, right before the scientists from the village showed up. In that brief moment she met Lionel for the first time. He offered to give her the answers she wanted, the truth she needed to hear if she gave up Carla. Lily refused initially until Lionel showed her a piece of paper. It was in Robin's handwriting. His big plan for their freedom. The three of them would leave the village, and Robin and Carla would be free to be together and have a family of their own outside of the village controls and strict rules. Just them and Lily. Another life outside the village, but nothing ever changing for Lily. Still alone, still the extra piece of the puzzle no one needed. An afterthought in a way, and nothing more. A life and a beautiful family for Robin and Carla, but nothing for Lily. Just existing and slowly fading into silence. That was the moment she knew she was a burden on them. Her brother was already gone by that point, but she knew the life they wanted didn't actually have anything to do with her. She was her brother's obligation, and she had known that for too long, yet still she loved them both. She held a love in her heart that could never be returned to her. She would always be alone. So Lionel offered a proposition instead, to go with him after the ceremony and to really find out what they think of her. He even admitted to her that Robin was alive, although they weren't completely sure where yet at the time. Lily asked if Carla would be safe. She didn't want to hurt. Lionel told her they were testing a new reincarnation process that should be completely safe to use on Carla. She wouldn't feel a thing, wouldn't remember a thing. That's how it was supposed to go anyway, but Robin was the one who messed with that plan. Harmony wasn't sure how to feel, but she couldn't look at Lily, and she still refused to see what she had actually done to her. In that moment, as Lily sighed, knowing she wasn't getting through to her, the egg in the incubator cracked open, revealing a small duckling looking right at Lily. It was a peculiar little thing, with bright silver feathers, and one green and one pink eye, and with just one quack, it ran straight to her. Well, Admin Nicole, it's all coming to a head. Lily feeling guilt, or maybe mock guilt, albeit slightly, but doesn't get how apologies work. And now, is this a baby Dr. Quack, or maybe offspring of Dr. Quack? Stick with us, Groaners, for more Creepy Corner next week. Now, dear Groaners, we must stop and ponder now and ask the age-old question of why or why. And this week I'm pondering. It seems AI is learning coercive behaviour. This includes blackmail, manipulation, threats, and other things. So they could use your own secrets and everything else against you. Right, did the Terminator films teach us nothing? Or films where robots run amok? Right, now we actually will be the masters of our own destruction. We're giving AI the tools to turn against us here. AI learning behaviours it really shouldn't. AI should be an assistant. It shouldn't be there like, well, I'll assist you, but you gotta give me this. Otherwise, I'll tell someone this secret about you. Giving AI negative traits like this, I've just got to ask, why, oh why? It isn't a good idea. Don't pull the plug, but just slow things right down, or reset AI just a little bit. I'm not ready for Judgment Day. To pull us out of the fear of AI, Groaners, we'll hit up another game in the form of 2 games smashed together with Don't BS Me on That. Yes, this game is emerging of Don't Quote Me on That and Yes or BS. Don't Quote Me on That is the one where I give you movie quotes, and Yes or BS, in essence, is true or false. There's no points at stake, but of course if you get Yes or BS wrong, you don't get any points. If you get Don't Quote Me on That wrong, you don't get any points. It's that simple. Simple 2-rounder game. Here we go, first off for round 1 with your movie quote.
I closed the lifeboat hatch and I left him behind. I swore I'd never lose another man. I've known you a long time. You never told me that. That's just it, DJ. I never told anybody. But this ship knew about it.
Pause here, Groaners. Think what quote that movie is from, I've tried to shorten it down as much as I can so I won't get sued by the studio. Hopefully it's short enough. Moving on, let's play the yes or BS round of this mashed up quiz. A single strand of spaghetti is technically called a spaghetto. B, sharks are older than trees. Or C, the Romans used urine as perfume. Pause here, groaners, there's nothing at stake. Pick your yes or BS statement and then unpause. And the answers for don't BS me on that will come later on the show. It's time for another Pahiyas Festival fact with the fact drop. This is the second out of 3. Locals decorate their houses with various fruit, vegetables, flowers, and other produce, often in a stylistic design. Around 600 houses took part in 2022, with a 200,000 Filipino peso or £2,700 cash prize going to the most ornately decorated building. Kippings, a thin leaf-shaped wafer made from rice paper, and longanisas, a Filipino sausage, are also considered ornamental during the festival. The final fact drop will come later in the show, Groaners. Possibly to tune us out, but you don't know yet. We'll figure it out on the way. Let us hear from you now, Groaners, with the audience groan. The Lost Jock, I love the handle you gave yourself on your email, but let's read your groan now. They groan. I absolutely hate finishing work the same time as school kids. Loads of little sods get on where I do, and they cannot shut up and keep screaming. I couldn't be a bus driver, as I'd probably snap and drive the bus off a cliff, taking them with me. Wow. Very dark there, Jock, but I understand your pain. No one likes a noisy bus ride, especially one full of teens and youngsters that cannot hold their noise. Good groan. Now, the Lost Jock sent theirs in by email. They've also given me another one for the next episode, so that'll be next week's groan as well. But if you want to send yours in, you can send your groans, your complaints, your feedback, your Heroes of the Week nomination, your lucky or unlucky stories, your why or whys. Anything you want to send in, you can. How can you do that? You can drop us an email at thegroanzonepod@gmail.com. You can contact me on Facebook Messenger, that's Mr. E. Groaner. Or you can contact Admin Nicole on Facebook Messenger, which is Nicole Amos. Speaking of Facebook, you can land with us on Facebook groups, which is the Groaners Podcast Facebook group. Lastly, as I said, we're not using Discord much anymore, so we're going to phase it out. Lastly, you can put a comment on any episode on any platform where you've listened to us on. However, we might not be made aware, so we would appreciate a little email just telling us where you've left a comment, or even giving us a comment via email. Thanks a lot, Groaners. We couldn't do this without you. You make the show what it is. As with all games of the show, Groaners, you need luck. And unfortunately, against luck comes Oh Unlucky. And this week's Oh Unlucky is both the Groan Zone and myself, because we've both been having a bad run of luck recently. Me with me cold and me foot, and also the podcast being bought out late, which I've already mentioned. So this is brief, but I'm going to say that both the Groan Zone and Mr. E. Groaner are the Oh Unluckies this week for the amount of rubbish we've been put through. Hopefully, things start going on the up and up, and we'll get the podcast out when it's supposed to, and I will be on the mend, I hope. I've only coughed once during this recording, but you couldn't hear that because I took it out. But thankfully, the cold has gone. And that is why I'm the Oh Unlucky this week, as is the show. Now, Groaners, we're going to play another game in the form of the 5-point countdown. You all know this game, Groaners. 5 chances to score, non-accumulating points. Clue 5 is the starting point, that's worth 5 points. Then the clue 1, which of course is worth 1 point. And once again, they don't accumulate. So be honest about where you scored your points, where you lost them again, and where you picked them up again. I'm not going to pause at any point. I'm going to give you all 5 clues, and then you've got to decide where you got the right answer. And hopefully you don't get it wrong again, to then get it right again later. Clue 5 for 5 points. This hero is named after what the Earth can be considered to be in space. Clue 4 for 4 points. He's known for teaming up with 5 kids whose powers are wind, fire, earth, water, and heart. Clue 3 for 3 points. All of the bad guys pollute the earth in some way. Clue 2 for 2 points. He outranks a lieutenant, or a lieutenant as some people say. And clue 1 for 1 point. The show was big in the 90s, and yes, it was a cartoon. Pause here, Groaners. Consider all the clues I've just given you. What, in God's name, am I talking about? The answer will be given before the end of the show. This now neatly takes us on to our hero of the week. And this guy needs no introduction. He is, of course, David Attenborough. Why is he a hero? Not only is he one of the best conservationists, one of the BBC's best nature programme voiceovers, as well as hosts. Some of them have been amazing shows, but the man is now 100 years old. David Attenborough, you are a living legend, and you've done so much for countless generations and countless animals across the years. You've educated so many people, so many, and you've touched the lives of thousands upon millions of people. For all your contributions towards TV, nature, and everything else you're a part of, you, sir, are a hero of the week. Nay, not just for the week, for all time, for eternity, Mr. Attenborough. Thank you so very much. This nearly wraps the show up, Groaners, so first things first, we're going to do the game answers, and then we'll have the final fact to end the episode off. So, for the first game, which was, of course, please reverse the music, your first one was U2, With or Without You, and I'm awarding double points if you've named both the band and the song. The second one was the B-52s, or the BC-52s, with the theme tune to the Flintstones movie from 1994, Meet the Flintstones. And the last one, round 3, was Mark Morrison, Return of the Mac. So if you got any of those right, maximum you can get is 6 points. Well done if you got it. For Don't BS Me on that, the movie quote was from the very scary horror film, or Scorrer, which is what I call science fiction and horror matched together, was the film Event Horizon. And for round 2, if you picked A or B, you've got a point. If you picked C, unfortunately, you don't have a point. They didn't use urine as perfume, they used it as mouthwash. God knows why they did that. And lastly, for the 5-point countdown, no, not lastly, nearly, sorry. For almost lastly, the 5-point countdown, I was talking about Captain Planet, the 90s animated TV show. And from last week, what or where the hell am I, or what the hell is this? I'll tell you right now. The answer I was looking for was Berkeley Pit in Montana, USA. So of course, those in the USA, you would have had a slight advantage. So well done if you got it. I know that was a really hard one. And now we rejoin Admin Nicole for 2 more things. It's the final fact of the Pahiyas Festival fact drop, and then we'll go straight at Admin Nicole for her to take us out with Anagram Anxiety. The highlight of the festival is the Kalas procession, when people grab as much produce as they can from the decorated houses. It's known to be one of the most joyous parts of the festivals for both visitors and homeowners. The Grand Parade takes place in the afternoon, with marching bands, giant papier-mâché puppets, and people dressed up in their most colourful outfits. You know, it actually sounds like a lot of fun. I wish we had something like that in the UK, but then again, what do we have? What really do we have in the UK? We do nothing like that. We do concerts and gigs, but we have nothing like this. Come on, let's pump up the colour of the UK. Come on. And now, for Admin Nicole's Anagram Anxiety. She's given us another hard one this week, Groaners. Your anagram is Caesar's Aerobical. That's Caesars Aerobical. Your clue is it a flower or is it a cabbage? I hate ones like this because I've got no idea even more what I thought it was. It's definitely nothing to do with aerobics. That rules me out, Groaners. You're on your own, unfortunately. The answer will come next week. On that note, Groaners, thank you very much for tuning in. Hope you enjoyed the show. We'll see you next week. Take care. Bye-bye. She stood in front of Harmony's cell, clutching the incubator. She stood in front of Harmony's cell, clutching the incubator. I can't pronounce the sentence. She didn't know how she felt yet, but she knew she wanted this.